Well, as we continue, um, what I don't know. Hey everybody, if y'all looking for, I don't know, but if y'all looking for somewhere where y'all can just chill, listen to some stuff just rambling off, then you might have came to the right place. Or then again, you might not have came to the right place. Anyway, this is as my co-host Jerry Green. I told you we was on. I said three, two, one. The red, the red light came on, and when I thought the red light came on. I don't know. I don't know. I thought the red light came on. Uh, okay. Well, okay. Okay. All right. Well, check this out then. I'll go with that though. I'll go with that though. All right. I'll go with that. All right. Now, for those that don't know how to how to do all this, right? It's a thing that all us people in these upper levels, and don't get me wrong, I'm at a lower level. Um, it's steps that you have to follow in order to make sure you get your production right. It's 11 steps. It's 11 steps. Did you get it? It's 11 steps. And it's just like okay. Remember in school when you had your science project? I think it was a science project, wasn't it? In school when you have your science project and you have to figure out the hypothesis. Okay. Nah, it's something like this here. First, you got to watch it first. Like say if you want to see the isn't it germination? The germination of a bean or something. Like the science project when you keeping the like a bean or a lima bean or a black eyed pea or some kind of bean. Yeah, yeah. But see the thing is first you got to figure it out. You got to sit there and be like, dang, I wonder how long how long is this plant going to how long is this plant how long is it going to take this plant to get to get it take how long is it going to take this plant for the root of the little seed to come out through the bean. So that's a project. Okay, first you got to observe it. Okay, you might say to yourself that well, I heard it takes for a week for your for your seed to start sprouting. Or I heard it takes about 7. Okay, all right. So now we got time span in. Okay, now what we're gonna say next is okay. What solutions would it take for this experiment? Okay, you put water on a paper napkin and you just pay attention to it. You put what else can you put? What else can you put on there? Like vinegar, something like vinegar or vinegar work. Okay, and say you got vinegar. You got what's what's the word? You got label one, label two. got the water growing seed, and you got the vinegar growing seed. All right. Now we got to guess how long it's gonna take for the first one to sprout. So, what one would you go with? I would say the water. I would say the water seed was sprout first, then the vinegar seed. What would you say? Co-host.
About science. I'm listening to what you're saying.
Not see we talking about science fair, but at the same time, it's still on the topic of what we talking about here because we got to figure out the problem.
And we'll figure out the problem and then let them know.
Yeah, because we already done got together. we already know that we already know that it's gonna be a water-based plant, and the other one gonna be a alkaline-based plant. Since vinegar is what is vinegar like an alkaline? Yeah, vinegar is like an alkaline base. I mean that's why when you drink vinegar, when you season with vinegar or whatever, it's got alkaline in it, and it drops down your pH levels. It does a good little bit. And water, well, we already know water. Water is regular water. Okay. But see, the thing is, we got to figure out how long is that gonna grow. How long is that gonna grow?
I don't know.
I would say that the water base would grow within 2 weeks. I say it'll grow within 2 weeks, and that the vinegar base might not grow. What would you think? What would your hypothesis on that be?
I say that both of them will grow.
But would they grow at the same rate? Okay. Now, see, we got two different hypotheses here. My hypothesis is that the water base will grow, and the other one won't. Her hypothesis is that both of them will grow at the same rate. Okay. We done figured out the hypothesis. Now we got to do. Now we got the. Now we got the. What is it? We done stated the problem. We done made a hypothesis. I know it ain't kind of going in order, but you see how the steps go up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, now what we could do? We got to run the experiment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we run the experiment. We run the experiment. 2 days go by, nothing happened. 3 days go by, nothing happened. 4 days go by. It looks like something trying to happen, but we don't know yet. Now 6 days go by. 6 days go by, and we see a little root breaking out of of the water base, but we see like a opening in the vinegar base. So the root is already coming out of the water base, but it looks like the root is trying to grow out of the vinegar base. Okay. So now that we done figured out, we done went through the experiment. We went through the experiment. Now, since we got this here, the the the, the, the deduction of this, the deduction of this is the hypothesis. Which hypothesis prove prove the which hypothesis went to the guess of the experiment? Well, my hypothesis was that the water would sprout it first, and that the vinegar wouldn't. Okay. Hypothesis number two is that the both of them would grow at the same time. Both of them grow at the same time. So,
So who was correct? You.
hmm,
Who was correct?
well, see, right here in this little part right here, this is where it can get kind of both supporting because for one, the sprout already growing out of the water-based plant, in which hypothesis one said that the water base would grow, but the downturn of it, the negative effect of it, the is that there was a statement that the vinegar wouldn't grow. Okay, so we went through the experiment and found the experiment proving that the water the water seed what is it? How did I say it? The water seeded something. I forgot how I said it. Now, how did I say it, cuz?
Um, I don't know. I didn't know. I went to the
Oh, label one. You said that label one. That's right. Label one being the water seed, the water bean, water seed, whatever it is.
I think we should just cut this one off.
Why?
Just don't put this one on YouTube.
Why not? I like this one because this right here can really educate somebody. See, somebody might need
Go ahead and put together today.
yeah, somebody might need that education, and all my other stuff. It's just been about comical, all this right here. Then some drama, tragedy, stuff like that. But see, this right here is just for the, for people that want to learn something at least. All right. So the deduction that we had to make was out of hypothesis two and one, because okay, well we can. How about we break it down to three hypotheses. Three hypotheses is one that the water base will grow. Huh. Yeah, one that the water one that label one would grow. Two is label two would grow, and three that label one and two would grow. So for one, we already see label one grew out faster than it did for label two. So automatically we eliminated label three. That's the deduction. We eliminated label three, so now we just had one and two. So now one and two came to prove that label one over dominated label two. Okay. Now all we gotta do is come up with a conclusion. Label one grew faster than label two. No. We deducted out of label three. I mean not label three, but we deducted out of hypothesis three, and hypothesis one proved to be plausible. Right? Uh,
Right.
okay. So that's similar to what I'm going through in my assignment too. I had to look at it as a something like a scientific method or something like that, but really it's a research process. Got your something. Let me see. Okay. Uh, if you got a problem, you got to look at the problem first. See where the problem lies. After you see where the problem lies, find out how you're gonna go about to either fix the problem, eliminate the problem, or um, what's the other thing to
Just
do?
let it go.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you, Jerry. What'd you say?
Just let it go. Go ahead. Finish what other to say, because I'm listening.
Okay. And by the time you get to figuring out how you want to do the experiment, you'll be generating your hypothesis. So after you generating your hypothesis, by the time you get ready to do the experiment, same thing like the research process. Once you gather all your information, find out how you can get this working, in the long run. If you're looking at growth into a business, or if you're looking at um, better uh, better durability for your vehicle or something. You know, find out where the problem lies, find out what you're gonna need, figure out how you wanna, you know, how you wanna go about researching what you're gonna need. Do the research after the hypothesis. Collect your data, get all your statistics, all that good stuff. Grab all that stuff there. Um, and then after you do that, you're gonna come up with a deduction of what worked, what didn't work. Yo, quote me. I mean, not quote me if I'm correct, but your mediator, your moderators, and your mediators.
You forgot about the abstract.
About the what?
Besides your project, don't they have an abstract?
Abstract. Oh yeah, when you're writing it, yeah, when you're writing it, you got to have an abstract.
Right.
But see, they just want me to.
So you're not gonna add the abstract too.
Yeah, they want me to do the slide like
Okay.
a slide. But in our group, all we got to do is we got to do our we got to do our research. But it ain't nothing but two, maybe 3 pages at the most for each person. And you know, when it's double space instead of everything being single line space, you can cover a lot more pages like that. And that's what I like about the writing, because once you double space, everything will look crammed up when it's spaced in. But then when you make it neat and pretty and all that stuff there, you add the double space to it, paragraphing and all that good stuff. Next thing you know, it looks good. You could write 3 pages of it crammed up. By the time you double space, you'll have 6 pages. I mean, it still look good. Then after that, write your report, report your presentation, then make a managing decision whether it stays or whether it goes. And that's gonna be some of the same things that us at JP Inc. are going to be working on. So, what do you have to say to the people about that kind of process? What's something that they need to know? Hmm? That is an interesting process, isn't it? You have to, you really have to follow the roadmap, like your GPS. Man, when I get up here in Arkansas, I get up here in Arkansas, where I'm gonna go after I get to Arkansas? After I get to Arkansas, okay. I want to get to here. So how am I gonna get to here after I get to Arkansas? It could be way in Nebraska. So I have to get on my GPS. Let my GPS see where I'm at. Type in where I'm trying to go. Whether it be just for instance, whether it be a hotel. If I'm in Arkansas and I want to get a hotel in Nebraska, then I got to find out how it's gonna take me to get to Nebraska, what roads I'm gonna have to take, if I'm gonna have to avoid toll booths. It'll show me all the different little places I go through. Now, by the time I get to Nebraska to the hotel, would I be hungry? Would I be done made some stops? Or how much gas would I have spent on that trip? Those are your mediators and your moderators, because all of it's gonna come from your destination, from your departure to your destination, like an airplane trip. Same thing, and we can go for samples, for examples. But you know, just to educate y'all, just a little something. So, um, co-host,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
I'm finna close this one here, and it's gonna be this one is going to be. Mm, I guess it's gonna be on the research I know what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it scientific method. That's what I'm gonna call it. But this one here been going for 20 minutes. Can you believe it? This here been going for 20 minutes. 20 long minutes, and we've been sitting up here talking about a water seed and a vinegar seed. No, we ain't got nothing better to do. Anyway, peace y'all. See y'all in this video.